Yeah, I'm happy to showcase, and it's quite technical, so we are still working on making it more accessible. But in a nutshell, once you go through the onboarding process that takes less than a couple of minutes, um, you will immediately end up in the dashboard that provides you with some insights. And when I'm talking about repository, I'm talking about the place where you store your infrastructure as a code. It's how you define your infrastructure, how you define your configuration of your databases and app services and virtual machines. So we run several different checks on your infrastructure, the code, and immediately we prioritize them for you and make sure, hey, here is the main issues you need to focus on and in your dashboard, and we also fixed them for you. And then you can see one of those, right? The Azure Key Vault, which is the service where you keep your secrets. It's actually, we were talking about leaked secrets, right? Then they couldn't be stored in open code because it's not safe. They need to be stored in a secure way, such as the Azure Key Vault in case of Azure. And no one should have access to it. So our agent identified this problem and then created a PR to ensure that this issue is fixed. And PR is pull request. It's a so-called code suggestion, so to speak. And this is how usually developers collaborate with each other by creating pull requests so that every developer in the organization can review the changes, can understand them, and approve them. So here, our bot, AI agent, explained the problem and created a summary what has been changed and why that was needed to be changed based on those requirements. And it also did all the deeper analysis if engineer needs to understand operational, security, and cost implications of this change, even compliance impact. And then it ran all the tests to make sure that this change actually runs in a real environment and ready to be deployed. And typically you can also see the code infrastructure that was changed as well. So this allows engineering teams to spend less time on finding those issues, reviewing them, prioritizing them, finding documentation, how to fix them, writing the code. It's already done. So now it's more about understanding the impact, reviewing that it does indeed what it was promising to do, and merging it. So that removes hours and hours of typical work of a DevOps or platform engineer.
Okay, and how accurate it is, like your agent, compared to a human engineer?
That's a great question. We still need to work, let's say, on metrics in a sense that we would be comfortable sharing, right? In my personal experience, it's at 90% accuracy, right? But this is just my sort of subjective feeling based on things I've tried, based on things that our customers tried. And it really varies. If you typical coding agents sitting at 70% accuracy for general code. For infra, they are much less accurate, I would say, because there is less data that LLMs are trained for. Comparing to human engineer, it really depends, right? Do you compare it to junior developer or senior developer? So from that point of view, it is not. But our goal is to enhance existing developers, make them, if it's a junior developer, educate them on how these changes can be done so they can dig deeper. And for seniors is to remove the manual work that they have to repeatedly do again and again. So this is one of the things, right? So where we go into more details. So we show just the top issues, but here you can see all the typical issues and actual issues that we can see, everything from databases and storage accounts. We connect to a suite of tools in the cloud as well. All the cloud providers, they have their own suite of tools that make sure that companies know what they are exposed to. And we connect those and use them as signals again. And you are then able to remediate it just like I did previously. And so this is how AI DevOps can also, we can give it tasks, right? Just create a new Kubernetes cluster, reorganize your structure, create new S3 bucket. And just like we did, not just for security purposes, but just for DevOps purposes, right? I need new database, I need new systems, and it creates a perfectly correct and great code for you to deploy those things. So this is where DevOps agent works on its own and sort of on automatic mode. However, we also can switch the seats where our agent actually works as a reviewer for human engineers. So let's say an engineer creates a pull request where,
Like,
here myself, I created a pull request, and then Cloudgeni AI agents created a review of these changes, explaining what resources I'm trying to change, what will this involve when it comes to security or other related guidance, right? What are recommendations, specific feedback line by line, and then policy violations. And this is a very cool one because now for the first time, and this is very technical, this is very enterprise, and probably only few people that work with DevOps will really relate to that. But it's basically one of the challenges so far has been in organization with, let's say, tens and hundreds of engineers pushing a lot of changes. How do you ensure that they follow the same standards and coding guidelines and policies that the company might have? And it's very hard to enforce. And so far, it's been basically engineers been checking each other's code. Now with AI agent, we can very quickly check for all the policies that organization might have. Here we have policies that, resources can be created only in European data centers, data sovereignty, for example, or you are, health tech or fintech company in Europe, and you need to ensure the data of your users only in Europe, and you can't allow your engineers by mistake to deploy your services in any other data centers in the world. So, and this policy, you see, it's in natural language. You don't need to create a specific language for it. And then it's completely enforced here in the pull requests and the code that is generated by agent as well. So I think this is pretty much it for the demo.